The concubine problem: sex, survival, and power in the Song Dynasty China. The Song Dynasty is remembered as refined, civil, and literate, an age of poetry, painting, commerce, and order. But beneath that surface was a quiet crisis, one that entered homes, bedrooms, and bloodlines. Because Song Dynasty did not solve its social problems with war, it solved them with women. The Song Dynasty was prosperous, but unevenly so. Elite families accumulated land, education, and security. Peasant families lived one bad harvest away from total collapse. For them, daughters were not simply children, they were liabilities, insurance, or assets, depending on the circumstance. In times of drought or debt, families sold daughters to brothels, to entertainment houses, or, if they were lucky, into a concubinage. And that word matters, because a concubine was not free, but she was not legally a slave either. She existed in a legal gray zone, attached to a man but never fully protected by marriage. By the Song period, outright slavery was in decline, and what replaced it was ownership without obligation. Concubines became preferred to courtesans for 3 reasons. 1, because they were tied to one man. 2, they were less publicly visible. And 3, most importantly, they could produce sons. This mattered more than romance, companionship, or pleasure, because in Song China, a man without a son was unfinished, and a wife who failed to produce a male heir, well, she became a problem, and concubines were the solution to that problem. The ideal Song household was not monogamous. It was pretty layered. One legal wife, multiple concubines, sometimes called small wives, servants, and then dependents. The wife held all authority, and concubines held utility. They had no dowries, no marriage rituals, no natal home to return to, and no right to remarry freely. They also didn't have any honorary titles, so they would address their husband as master. And if he died, they could not mourn him publicly. If he lost interest, they were left to the mercy of the wife. And that mercy was not always guaranteed. Violence against concubines was not rare, and it was systemic. History remembers Empress Lü of the Han Dynasty mutilating a favored concubine. Wives lived on one constant anxiety: a concubine might replace me. Arranged marriages, horoscope matching, and a lack of emotional bond made this fear pretty rational, and the system created competition and then punished women for participating in it. In Song, though, a woman's value was measurable, not by happiness and not by safety, but by outcome. A concubine's primary function was to reproduce, specifically reproduce a boy. Daughters were liabilities, whereas sons were lineage. A concubine who bore a son gained temporary security, but never equality. Her children ranked below the wife's children, owed obedience to both women, inherited less, and could be erased by legal maneuvering. Even inheritance laws reinforced this hierarchy. A widowed wife could control the estate, whereas a widowed concubine could not. Her survival depended on sons or the favor of the wife. This is where the Song period complicates the story. Concubines were not uneducated. In fact, many were deliberately trained. They learned poetry, calligraphy, painting, chess, music, and even conversation. The court itself ran training programs, and elite men prized concubines who were cultured. Some women gained recognition for impressing historians, advising the generals, earning titles, and influencing politics, but this respect, it was conditional. Their intelligence was valued only as long as it served the men. The moment it didn't, they were discarded. quietly, without record, and without scandal. Concubines lived in contradiction. They were inside the household but outside of the family, essential to the lineage but excluded from legitimacy, cultivated but never autonomous. They were neither prostitutes nor wives. They were instruments of stability in a system obsessed with male continuity. And when stability failed, they were the ones that paid the price. Concubinage solved a real problem in Song China. It helped with infertility, lineage anxiety, elite competition, and male status display, but it did so by creating a permanent underclass of women whose value expired the moment that they stopped being useful. The Song Dynasty did not misunderstand concubines. It understood them perfectly, and it built a society that needed them but never intended to fully protect them. In Song China, concubines were not accidents of the system. They were its quiet solution. And like all solutions built on inequality, they were paid for in human lives.